I think this is the issue, is interference constantly though. Because can you imagine trying to have a relationship with God first of all, and then finally realizing like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like I finally hear the voice, because we're not all.
What is your definition of God? Law. To me, God is law.
I've never heard that before.
Total. God to me is mystical.
Very connected as we would like to be. And then we're like, okay, this is what I have to do it. Like I feel it, I know it. Everyone's told me like, you know, to have this relationship with God, and now like you're excited about it. And then all of a sudden, all these people come that you love, that you respect, that are around you constantly, and they're telling you, no, don't do that. That's against the rules.
Can't have dirty garbage.
And it reminded me so much of this talk that Simon did about how rules are for lazy people.
Lazy leaders rely on the rules.
I mean, we need that, right? We need rules but rules are made to break. Robots work off of rules, right? Ask any programmer you know, they will tell you they use if statements. But this could be almost any coding language, they use if statements. It says, for example, if this variable equals y, then do this. And then the computer will run that program and say, every time someone enters a Q in this input space, it will give output of Z. So you type Q, Z, Q, Z. Z will pop up. And that's just a rule, right? It's just logistics. It will give you the same result every time. And so you can't expect miracles from a logical mentality, right?
Around the leaf? I don't think we can do that. Oh, nonsense. Watch my eyes, don't look away. And here's the line again. Thank you, Mr. Soil. Good job, everybody.
It's rule-based, it's binaries. So humans have this amazing, wonderful gift of having this vessel of a body that is perfection, that can absorb light and grow and be like every living thing can absorb the energy of the sun and live off of it, literally turn it into energy. That's amazing. That's something robots haven't figured out how to do for themselves.
About 1 billion people around the world don't get enough vitamin D, which is weird because the main way that we get vitamin D is through sunlight.
Because we're talking about having intuition. This is about a personal relationship with God and developing that relationship. And so, could you imagine somebody comes and tells you, hey, guess what? God told me that you have to go be a doctor, and you're like, but I faint at the sight of blood. I would never want to do that. I'm like, well, this is what God told me to tell you to do. You better do it. It sort of defeats the purpose of believing in God, right? When you believe in God, you can literally, I'm sorry if it sounds bad, but you can live in the now and be happy with absolutely nothing. You can go, and the Bible often talks about fasting like it's a regular thing, like fast a couple months out of the year, like just don't eat. It's about not being hostile and not being so quick to anger. It talks about humility. It talks about your local community. So in none of that do I get that you have to be a slave to any institution or any other person outside of you, which is different, of course, from being able to possess qualities. And a lot of people interfere.
Yeah. When I went to the world of medical intuition, and that whole life began, then my inner world developed very rapidly, very clearly along a certain line, and it just has been that ever since. A person has to put their energy into their own life and their own effort.
Because context matters.